I'm here with President and CEO Avedis Seferian to talk about the great year that RAP had in 2013 and look ahead to some of the things that we can expect from RAP in 2014. So Avedis, by many accounts, 2013 was one of the best years ever for RAP.
2013 was indeed a wonderful year for RAP. By any measure you choose to go by, we had a great year. Our numbers in participation of factories and employees impacted all improved. We broke the records we set in the previous year. At the end of the year, we had a little over 2,300 factories participating in our program. At the start of 2014, we have about 1,850 certified factories around the world, employing a little over 1.6 million workers. We're in about 50 countries, and so again, by any measure of performance you choose to go by, 2013 was an excellent year. We significantly strengthened our certification program. We added auditors on our own staff and used them to inspect factories and act as a double check on our initial inspections, which are done through our certification monitoring partners. Our training program also grew. Our fire safety training course in particular has been very much in demand, and we have expanded it both in terms of geographic offerings. We launched in India and China last year, in addition to Bangladesh, where it has been a mainstay, and Pakistan, where we launched in 2012. And we've also expanded it to a three-phased approach, where it's not just a one-day off-site training course, but there's also on-site follow-ups and direct worker training. We're also looking at some very interesting shifts in the supply chain this year. We start the year with really challenging political scenarios in some of the major markets. Bangladesh, Cambodia right now are somewhat in turmoil. While China continues to remain the big player in the arena, there are now indicators of wages going up, of general prices going up, and so the sustainability of China's stranglehold on apparel manufacturing is now being questioned. We're hearing more and more interest in other emerging markets. Africa is being looked at. Myanmar is now seriously being considered by many players. So lots of interesting things happening. Probably the single most obvious area to concentrate on is going to be the Southeast Asia region, Vietnam in particular, with a major free trade agreement, the Trans-Pacific Partnership. Now just a question of when, not if. It is definitely going to be Vietnam's year in terms of growth. It's already been trending in that direction in expectations of this development. And in keeping that in mind, we've made sure we add resources to the region. We've added a director of Southeast Asia who's going to be overseeing the region, based out of Bangkok in Thailand. And we'll be adding a person in Vietnam itself as our Vietnam representative to concentrate on that particular market. The other area where 2013 really saw great improvement that we hope to build on in 2014 is in the communications sphere. The first of these looking ahead interviews last year was our very first video blog, and since then we've done quite a few, and we've been very gratified by the positive response we received. Our newsletter has really taken off. We had our 250th issue last year, and we continue to receive very positive feedback, and many people regard it as an excellent resource information for the social compliance arena in our industry. We've started this year launching a new website, and again, it's been very well received, and we're very gratified. This really represents a broader theme in what we're trying to achieve, which is to improve our communication with our stakeholders across the spectrum of the supply chain. And we will continue to do more in those regards this year. We're going to be launching a mobile version of the website to make it even more accessible, and continuing to improve the content in it as the year rolls on. Towards the end of 2013, we started a very important project for us, which is a series of dialogues, conversations with key thought leaders in the social compliance arena. We talked to sourcing people, we talked to NGOs, academics, the SRI community. All in all, making sure we heard from folks largely in organizations or brands or buyers who have not necessarily engaged with RAP much in the past. The idea is to try and get a real sense of where things are, what the lay of the land is in the social compliance arena, as we've been in it now for a while and recognizing that things evolve, and as an industry it's maturing to the point now where, while audits continue to remain important, I don't think most people believe in a comply or die model anymore. And so as we start to think about our own strategy going forward, how do we continue to add value to the certification model, we wanted to hear from these thought leaders and shape our strategy accordingly. And we intend to round out the project within the first quarter of this year, and we'll be talking about our findings. I'm looking forward to what those learnings will be like and how they will impact our own thinking going forward. But more importantly, in keeping with our theme of communicating more and communicating better, we will be reporting on what we've learned and how we're seeing the landscape of social compliance evolve in this very significant arena. The key being, as I said, to continue to be a valuable contributor to the compliance arena and to make the certification meaningful. And one of the things that we're moving towards is essentially repositioning, rethinking of our certification model to cast it as the beginning of a process. Too many people sort of think, just do the audit, get certified, and that's the end of it. No, for us, we're seeing that as the beginning of an engagement process where we will work with the facilities, we will work with the buyer community, work across the supply chain to provide information, to provide a resource that can be helpful in improving not just the lives of the workers, but the productivity and the profitability of the enterprises engaged therein.
Well, Avedis, thank you very much for your time, and we all look forward to a great year.